I'm Ellen,
and we're going to cook a 5-course Italian meal for you.
And now we're just going to dice 2 vine-ripe tomatoes for our bruschetta topping. So and now we're just going to chiffonade 5 of our basil leaves for our topping for our bruschetta. So you're going to lay it flat, and then you're just going to start rolling it at the tip all the way down. Take your knife and just cut. And they should be like a little curly, like that. And that's how you chiffonade. So now that we have our topping for our bruschetta, we're just gonna add in 1 clove of minced garlic.
So now we're gonna add our ½ teaspoon of oregano to our bruschetta topping. And then we're gonna add a pinch of salt. Like that. And there we go. And we're just gonna mix it around. Make sure it's all mixed good. So now that we finished the topping, we're going to slice up our baguette into ½ inch pieces so that we can have bite-sized pieces of bruschetta. Our baguette pieces with olive oil, and it says just go very little so that you don't oversaturate the bread and make it soggy. And you're going to do it to both sides.
In a skillet, you're just going to place the bread, and then when both sides are brown, you'll know when it's ready.
So today we're going to make our minestrone soup, and we're going to have to wash our zucchini, our celery, and our carrots. Okay, so for our ingredients, for our vegetables, you'll need 2 carrots, which need to be peeled. And so we're just going to peel the carrots and put that in. Once you've peeled your carrots, we're going to cut the ends off here where the green root was. And we're just going to cut it off there and throw those away. And then you're going to slice them thinly all the way across. For our second ingredient, we will need a zucchini. And so then you're going to cut the ends off as well, just like carrots, so that you have a nice zucchini, and then we're gonna dice it.
Now we're just going to be cutting off the leaves to the celery, so the tops and the bottoms. And then we're just going to cut a straight line down the side. And then we're just going to dice them up kind of small. And now that it's all peeled, we're just going to cut it in slices. Fairly thin.
So once all your vegetables are chopped, we're gonna start with putting everything in the pot. So first you need to put 3 to 4 tablespoons of olive oil to the pan, and then turn it on medium so that it can heat up, because we're going to be sauteing our vegetables that we just chopped up. So once your pot's hot enough, you're going to add 2 cups of onion to the oil, 1½ cups of zucchini, 2 stalks of celery, and 1½ cups of carrots. And then everything's in there, you're just gonna mix and saute it until everything softens and the onions are translucent.
And now you're gonna prepare your garlic, so you're just gonna take your knife and you're just gonna smash it. And then you're just gonna peel the paper material off of it. It's kind of sticky, so just beware. And you're gonna need to do this to 3 to 4 cloves of garlic, so that you have enough for your soup. And you're just gonna mince it.
So once you've sauteed all your vegetables together, you're gonna add in about 3 to 4 cloves of minced garlic to it. And then you're gonna saute it for another 1 to 2 minutes and intermittently stir it up. Make sure nothing burns. So once your garlic and all your vegetables are sauteed and ready, you're gonna add your 8 cups of vegetable broth. And so, add this in here, and then we're just gonna add other ingredients next. So once you have your vegetable broth in the pot, you're gonna add in 1.5 cups of your macaroni noodles. And then you are going to add 15 ounces of canned cut green beans, drained and washed and rinsed. And then you're going to add your white beans here, which are also a 15-ounce can. Your kidney beans, which are also a 15-ounce can, and all the beans were rinsed and drained. And then you're gonna add your can of diced tomatoes and juice. And you need petite diced tomatoes, because it's specified there, and it's a 14.5-ounce can. And then finally, you're gonna add all your spices and herbs, which we had previously measured out. And then you're just gonna mix it all together and let it boil for about 15 minutes. So now we're preparing our parsley, our spinach, and our lemon juice. And first we need to rinse off our parsley to make sure it's clean and not have any dirt on it. So now once we've washed our parsley, we're going to chop it up finely and then add it to our soup, and you'll need 1/4 cup of this.
Now we're gonna add to the soup 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, 3 cups of tightly packed spinach, parsley leaves finely chopped. And then we're just gonna stir all this together, and the spinach will wilt down.
So next we're going to be making our pasta dish, which is going to be our main dish, and we need to cut a red onion and use about half of it and then dice it.
A little more than half. And now we're just going to So now we're going to put in 8 ounces of our pasta into the boiling water. And it's just roughly half of a 16-ounce box.
So now we're going to start on the pasta's sauce, and you'll need to put about 2 tablespoons of olive oil in a pan. And then you're going to add your onions, and we're going to saute the onions on a medium heat. And this is about our half onion, red onion, and then you're just going to saute it until they're translucent, just like the onions from the soup. Okay, so for our pasta sauce, you need 1/3 cup of chicken broth, and you're just gonna measure it out here.
Olives for the pasta, and you can use any olives you like. This is just one in an Italian dressing. So you're just gonna roughly chop these.
Okay, so now we've measured off all of our ingredients for our pasta sauce. And so we're gonna add our 1/3 cup of chicken broth to the onions that we sauteed. We're gonna add our 2 cloves of garlic, which we minced up. Then we're gonna add our jar of artichoke hearts, which I quartered off and just cut them into fourths. And we're gonna add the jar, and then we're gonna add 1/3 cup of roughly chopped olives, and then our 14.5-ounce can of tomatoes plus the juice, diced tomatoes plus the juice. And then we're just gonna stir it all up and then let it simmer. Okay, so our pasta's done boiling and cooking, and so we're gonna take it over to the sink and drain it in our colander, just so that it doesn't continue to cook while it's sitting there. Okay, so now our sauce is almost complete, but we need to add in 2 tablespoons of pesto. And it says about 2 to 3, so you can use as much as you like. And then we're going to add in 1/2 cup of cube feta. And then we're going to add in about 3 tablespoons of dry toasted pine nuts. We're gonna mix that in, and then we're gonna mix in the pasta. Now that's all good, so we're gonna take it. And then we're just gonna mix that all in together. Instead, just gonna make sure every piece of pasta is coated and good. Okay. So now we're gonna lay out our asparagus, and you just want to put it on a sheet or in a bowl. But we're using a sheet, and we're just gonna lay it out flatly and make sure none of them are laying on top of each other. And then we're gonna top them, coat it with about 3 tablespoons of olive oil.
Asparagus, we're just gonna grate 1.5 tablespoons of fresh tablespoons, and we're just going to sprinkle that on top. To top off your asparagus, you're just going to put your minced garlic and sprinkle that over.
So we finished preparing our asparagus, and we're going to stick it into the oven at 425 for 12 to 15 minutes, and we're just gonna put it in the middle rack and let it cook. We're gonna set ours for about 13-14 minutes, just so we're right in the middle. So our asparagus is finally finished after being in the oven for 14 minutes. And we're just gonna take it out and set it on the oven to cool down, and then we can, when we're ready to eat it, we can top it off with lemon juice to add a little bit more flavor to it.
And now to finish our asparagus, we're just going to be squeezing some lemon over top to give it a little bit more flavor. Alright, so now we're going to put 1 cup of whipping cream in a saucepan and 3/4 cups of granulated white sugar in with it. Salt, and then we're going to turn that on high so the sugar can dissolve. And now you're just going to keep stirring so the sugar is dissolved, and once it's all dissolved, you're going to add in your whole milk, which is 1 cup and 3/4, then the rest of your heavy cream, which is 3/4 cup. And 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. And then stir this all together. And once it's all combined, you want to put it into a container where you will then store it in the fridge until it's cool. Once your ice cream is chilled, you're going to put it in your ice cream maker, and you want a bowl with a lip so it's easy to pour in. You're just gonna fill it all the way, and once that's done, you're going to turn on your ice cream machine and let it churn for 20 minutes.
For a fun twist, we decided we're gonna put in pre-made brownie, frozen brownie bits into our batter just to have some brownie with ice cream. You just stick them in there and then they'll get churned in. The rest of the ice cream.
So now we have to remove this center part that churned the ice cream basically. And we're just going to take a spatula and scrape down the sides. In the freezer to fully firm.
I like it. It's really fresh. And you can taste all the flavors in it.
Yeah, I like it. You can taste all of the fresh veggies and it has a really nice flavor.
It's good. It tastes like the bruschetta. It has like the basil kind of flavor.
Yeah, it's a nice cohesive meal. The veggies and the
mozzarella.
pasta are good.
Or
It's not mozzarella, it's feta.
feta. Feta's good. I like it. I like it with the cheese. It adds more flavor to it.
Yeah, it's cooked really well and the cheese adds a nice salty flavor to it.
Tastes like green beans.
It does.
I like it. Very vanilla-y, and there's big chunks of brownie, which I like. It's like Ben and Jerry's kind of.
It's a perfect balance of a sweet and not too sweet. The brownies give it a nice chocolate flavor, while the ice cream gives it a nice vanilla flavor.
Hope you enjoyed.
Thanks for watching.